local all morning. You're watching Fox 61 Morning News.
6 o'clock, we begin with a weather alert for bitter cold that is expected later today. Good Friday morning. Thanks so much for starting yours off with us here at Fox 61 and Fox 61 Plus. I'm Erica Arias.
And I'm Bridget Bureau, TGIF. We are also watching a storm this weekend heading to our area on Sunday. But this morning, we have team coverage for you, tracking it all. We will check in with Priscilla Meza in just a bit. But first, we begin with meteorologist Matt Scott. And Matt, I know a lot of people are watching the snow on Sunday, but you're really worried about temperatures dipping, right?
You know, here's the thing. It's more like TGIOMG for the next couple of days as we look for the 1-2 punch of some brutal cold tomorrow, and then we will deal with the snow. First things first, we're looking at the potential for wind chills at 20 degrees below zero for some parts of the state for an extended period Saturday morning. The numbers will remain sub-zero throughout just about all of your Saturday. And then we talk about the accumulating snow. That's part two coming in on Sunday. Let's talk about the wind chills first. For today, you're fine. Into the upper teens. I mean, that's not really fine, but you know what I mean. If you're heading out this evening, the numbers go into single digits. And then for tomorrow, looking at the potential for, again, 18 to 22 degrees below zero for the morning hours, only getting up to 3 to 5 below later on in the afternoon. So yeah, this is dangerous. You don't want to spend too much time outside, and you certainly don't want to spend a lot of time outside running around trying to get everything you need to prepare. Do that today. You'll thank me later. Winter storm watch in effect for the entire state. Watch means conditions are favorable. Warning means it's going to happen. That will be upgraded to a warning, I guarantee. Snow call, and again, these are early numbers, but I do think there's going to be a little more in the way of snow farther to the south. In terms of mixing, the southeastern corner we could get a little bit. In terms of overall ice, that's a big problem for the nation. A big chunk of the country is going to have some ice to contend with this weekend. Right now, we're not dealing with anything other than a mix of sun and clouds. Temperatures, they're actually not bad right now. So again, to time it out, light snow develops Sunday morning. It's heaviest in the afternoon into the evening. I can't imagine there being school on Monday. There's going to be too much to clean up as this snow winds down. So here's the school forecast for today, which looks pretty good. Temperatures getting into the low to mid 30s with a decent amount of sunshine in there. We'll time it out hour by hour, let you know everything you need to know to be prepared. That's all coming up in a few minutes. If you need to be prepared for your trip to work this morning, Erica's got the answers, what you need to know. Good morning.
Good morning. Well, so far so good for a Friday morning commute at 6:02. We are looking at drive times right off the top here. We are in the green, which is great news for a Friday morning, especially when we know what's coming. We've got 39 minutes from Hartford up to Mass on 84. New Haven to Rhode Island, you're looking at a little over an hour. And then New Haven to New York, just under an hour at 55 minutes there on 95. And then Waterbury to New York, you're still under an hour there, which is great news on I-84. And we're taking a look here, getting some up close views from our cameras. Hartford looking good. More volume building there. Fairfield, you're still pretty clear. And then Waterbury and the Brass City and New Haven looking pretty good as well. Volume hasn't gotten too bad, so we hope it stays that way. If you are heading out, have a great day. People all across the state are starting to get ready ahead of this weekend's big storm.
Yeah, smart to do it early. Fox 61's Priscilla Meza is joining us live in studio with how state crews and shoppers are getting ready. Good morning, Priscilla.
Good morning, Bridget and Erica. And with the amount of snow expected Sunday, officials say now is the time for drivers and families to prepare before conditions worsen. AAA is urging people to stay off the roads if possible, saying hazardous winter weather leads to hundreds of thousands of crashes every year. Now, they advise drivers to slow down, avoid sudden braking, and steer in the direction of a skid if you do lose traction. And AAA also recommends keeping your gas tank at least half full, checking tire pressure as temperatures drop, and making sure your battery is strong enough for the cold. And as forecasters track the weekend storm, the Connecticut Department of Transportation says preparation is already underway on their end.
No concerns in terms of supplies with fuel, materials. We have plenty of equipment. Staff is going to be good to go. They've been working their tails off this past week because of how active the weather pattern has been. So hopefully we can give them a little bit of a break on Saturday, because when they get called in on Sunday, it's going to be a long event, and they're not going to go home until that job is done sometime on Monday.
And Morgan says drivers should also use the next few days to prepare for winterizing vehicles to picking up supplies. At Stu Leonard, some shoppers told us they're not panic buying, but they are making sure they have some basics at home.
I'm stocking up on food for me and my uncle.
Well, we have most things stocked up, water and all the essentials. As far as food, yep, we'll stock up on food.
Oh, water. soup,
Yep.
bread.
Non-perishables.
Yeah,
just in case
just the
power
basic
goes out.
essentials.
And AAA says if you don't have to drive this weekend again, the safest choice is just staying home and letting crews clear the roads. We will continue tracking the storm and update you on what to expect as it gets closer, both on air and online. So make sure you're staying weather aware during the next few days. In studio, Priscilla Meza, Fox 61.
Priscilla, thanks so much. And we're going to have extended coverage of the winter storm this weekend for you. Tune in Saturday at 6 p.m. on Fox 61 Plus. Meteorologist Sam Sampiri is going to have the latest track before the storm hits and the state, and he's going to be answering your questions. And we're also going to be on Fox 61 and streaming on Fox 61 Plus this Sunday starting at 5:30, right before the NFC Championship. We're also going to be live an hour earlier on Monday morning, so we hope you join us at 4 a.m. here on Fox 61 and Fox 61 Plus.
And at 6:06 this morning, finding affordable housing is getting harder to find across New London County, even for people who earn average incomes. New fact sheets from the Center for Housing Opportunity of Eastern Connecticut shows a growing gap between what families earn and what homes cost. In Norwich, for example, the average household makes about $60,000 a year, enough to afford a home around $129,000. But the median home price last year was double that. The report also finds fewer homes are being built, even as the number of households grow. If you live in New London County and want to check the data yourself, where you live especially, just visit our website, fox61.com. And in Bristol, firefighters worked fast to rescue a man from a home on fire yesterday afternoon. This happened on Mitchell Street. Firefighters found the 61-year-old man unresponsive on the second floor. You see the flames shooting from the roof there. At last check, that man is listed in critical condition. It's not clear what started the fire, but crews say a neighbor called authorities after seeing the flames. In Manchester, crews battled an attic fire. This happened at the Clubhouse Gym on Buckland Hills Drive yesterday afternoon. Firefighters say high ceilings made access to the fire a real challenge. They had to use ladders inside and outside to reach the attic to quickly extinguish the fire. No one was hurt. The building was under a renovation at the time, and the fire marshal's office is investigating what caused it.
Several roads in Southington have reopened after a serious crash that hurt a motorcyclist. The crash happened at about 1:30 in the afternoon near the Meriden-Waterbury Turnpike and Canal Street. Police say it involved 4 vehicles and a motorcycle. At last check, the motorcyclist was being treated for serious injuries at a nearby hospital. And Bridgeport's police chief, Roderick Porter, is under investigation. The city attorney and chief administrative office released a joint statement saying that union leaders and other department members came to them with concerns. Now, they haven't told us yet what those concerns are. We're told a private firm has been hired to investigate Chief Porter. We have calls out to the mayor's office. We'll let you know when we learn more.
6:08 now, a man was sentenced to 25 years in prison for murdering the mother of an Olympic athlete 3 years ago. Levi Brock was sentenced for his role in the death of 56-year-old Mabel Martinez Anton Georgi. Police said Brock got into a dispute with a man, and he and 2 others opened fire on a car that they thought the man was riding in. Police say a stray bullet hit Anton Georgi while she was knitting at her home in Waterbury. She's the mother of Puerto Rican Olympic athlete Yaramir Mercado Martinez, who was actually competing in Brazil when her mother was killed. The other 2 men involved have also been sentenced.
The town of Hamden is reeling from gunfire and grief. A string of shootings and a stabbing left 3 people hurt. A mother of one of the victims sat down with us. She says her son was found shot and killed in the middle of the day. Fox 61's Celine Arab shares her son's story outside of this tragedy.
Keena Washington lost her son in the town's first deadly shooting of 2026. For her, Hamden is home, but after the recent violence here, she tells me this isn't the same town she moved her family to. As days go by, this mother's mind keeps going back to what happened here on Mix Avenue, the last place her son ever went to.
They definitely hurt us really bad, but it's not even just us, it's a lot of people, like his friends and teachers, and they took a real special person from us.
Kina Washington says she doesn't know much more than what police have shared with the public, that her son Kevon was found shot in a car. They believe he was ambushed by 3 people who then ran away. Washington says she doesn't want anyone else to get hurt from this situation, but she hopes those protecting the suspects come forward.
If you were my son, you wouldn't want your mom to be in the pain that I'm in and the pain my children are in, and my parents.
She says the people responsible stole a bright future from this world. At only 18, her son had big dreams. He went to culinary school and wanted to open up a barbecue restaurant. She says he was a family man who adored his siblings and just wanted to make everyone happy.
He wanted everybody around him to win that he loved and just to do good, and his goal was to buy a farm for my parents to live on.
Hours before her son was shot, another shooting happened in this area on Treadwell Street. Police say 2 people got in a fight at a party here, and a security guard was shot in the abdomen trying to break up the fight.
Yeah, this is definitely a shock, the way everything's been happening.
And now another shooting that police say happened a few days later. The victim was a juvenile who was shot in the legs. He's in stable condition, and police say several people were involved who went to the victim's driveway and fired multiple rounds into the house. All 3 shootings are under investigation, with police sharing limited details at this time. Hamden police ask anyone with information to give them a call, and information can be shared anonymously. In Hamden, Solinaire, Fox 61.